I'm going to open up
I
the
knew you'd have something. God, I
Town
swear.
Council Workshop meeting for the town of Chincoteague for May the 19th. If we could all please stand for the invocation. Remain standing for the Pledge of Allegiance.
Kind of Heavenly Father, Lord, we come to you in prayer tonight, Lord, with so many times often forget to mention our teachers, our principals, Lord. Lord, we have this kid here tonight, Lord, as you know. Lord, give her strength, Lord, to guide these students, Lord, and to give them what they need, Lord, to be strong young men and young women, Lord. And Lord, we thank you that she's willing to step up and do this job. Lord, just be with her. And Lord, thank you for everything that you do for us. We can't praise you and thank you enough. Lord, we live on an island like even tonight, Lord, as we talk about budget 2022. You have blessed us, Lord. Lord, it's nothing that we deserve, Lord, but Lord, you have blessed us. We do pray for continued blessings. Lord, be with everybody in this town, all the employees, Lord, give them strength. Lord, and they're a part of everything that's positive in this island. Lord, especially be with our EMS, Lord, and our police department, Lord. Each and every time those cars roll, Lord, perhaps you be with them. Lord, be with us, Lord. May we make the right decisions in everything that we do. And just guide us. For we ask these things in Jesus' precious name. For his sake, amen.
Amen.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right. So there was no public comment?
Public comment, Mr. Mayor.
All right, we'll skip that. Next up is student government. You're up.
O'Shea.
No, that's afterwards.
No, that's before.
Sorry. No, we'll do this first. Sorry.
Good evening, council members. Thank you so much for providing our students with this great opportunity. Our school is so fortunate to have the town's support. I can't express the gratitude and appreciation we have for the Chincoteague Police Department, the Chincoteague Volunteer Fire Department, and all the council members. Everyone is so generous to our school, and whenever we need something, someone steps up. And I truly mean that. Our students appreciate it, and thank you guys so much for everything you do for our students. Well, they had a great time yesterday. I appreciate your understanding with having to tweak schedules due to athletics. They enjoyed learning how the town works and the ins and outs of every day. And I am very thankful to introduce you to Miss Lindsay O'Shea, who's going to be giving you a summary of the students' activities yesterday. And thank you again.
Good evening. As we arrived yesterday, we were greeted by the heads of each department. They gave us a summary of the plans for the day and then a tour of their respective buildings. We then split into our groups to begin gathering information for our council meetings. Katie, Megan, Joseph, Jair, and Victor attended a meeting with the heads of the Assateague Refuge and discussed upcoming plans for the beach and damages from the latest storm, while the rest of us went to identify things in the community that could be introduced or improved. Lindsay, B, and Emma worked together to form a plan involving safety on the causeway, while Allie, Lola, and I discussed plans to introduce more teen-related activities to the island and restore our parks. Yesterday was an enjoyable and eye-opening experience of all that takes place in our small town, so I thank you all for giving us the opportunity to understand the undertaking of a local government.
Thank you. All right, I'll entertain a motion to adopt tonight's agenda.
Second.
Motion second. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All right, next up is budget. Do you want to do it?
Yeah, so basically what we did is that going into our budget and personnel meeting, the last meeting for the rest of the council, I had tasked Mike with forecasting out the forecasted budget surplus that we would have for 22, and then give us some recommendations as to how to allocate that surplus. So if you look in the packet and look on the board there, as he scrolls down a little bit on the board, what he basically did was he recommended to the committee the following way to allocate the surplus, which is $798,343, into those accounts. So the council agrees to do this, the new account balance, and each of those accounts represents the surplus, forecasted surplus of $798,343. We had discussion on this, good discussion on all this. I think the recommendation from the committee, of course, to the council is that we adopt this this plan right here. The only thing we may note of is maybe the property acquisition reserve. Probably we need to get a little bit more into that as time continues. But we thought this was a pretty good start and helped to replenish some of the areas that we had drawn down over the last several years. So the recommendation from the committee, and I'll make it in the form of a motion, is to adopt staff recommendations for the surplus for fiscal year 2022.
Second that.
Motion and a second. Is there any discussion? Hearing no discussion, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Thank y'all. All right, next online is the public hearing for the budget amendment, right? So I will open it. We've got no public comment, I believe. Nobody signed up.
No one signed up to speak, Mr. Mayor.
Then I will close it. Thank you very much. Let's see. I guess we'll do the budget amendment then. Mr. Talbot.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. The documents are in front of you. You see the advertisement was advertised last week. Today is the 7th day, so you are legal tonight to consider and pass the budget amendment as it was advertised, this being the 7th day. We are allowed to advertise a summary of the surplus, which of course we've done. We've done it pretty much by fund here with general government, harbor, trolley, water, revenues and expenses. Of course, center is not a fund until next year. The amendment does, I think I've tried to make this clear in the Budget Personnel Committee the other night. The amendment does forecast a little bit more surplus than you just approved allocation of, and that gives us some breathing room so that we don't have to try to do another amendment before the end of the fiscal year. And we think, and also as I've stated before, the surplus that you just saw and just pass the allocation for is, we try to be very conservative on that so that we didn't, so we actually do obtain that surplus. But I'll entertain any questions whatsoever on the surplus, or I'm sorry, the amendment that we have here. After the advertisement, the specific or detailed amendment is below that. You'll notice that a good portion of the amendment contains the second tranche of ARPA funds, which is $1.491 million. So that is significant. Other than that, it's pretty much spread out a little bit. Again, if there are any specific questions, I'll be glad to entertain those.
Nobody?
Just a good job, and we're very blessed. Like you say, a lot of people be sitting here, how do we come up with the lost fund, and how do we make up, you know, and, yeah, so.
It's a much better position to be in than on the other
It's,
side.
yeah, I mean, we don't know how blessed we are, I mean, like you're saying, and this is during COVID. This isn't normal times either. This is during
You need a motion?
Yes.
Make a motion to accept the budget amendment FY22.
I'll second.
All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All righty. Moving on. So that's the 2023 budget now.
That's the 2022 budget amendment.
Amendment, then we
And
have the
now
2023
Yes.
budget,
Correct.
which was advertised properly, but then we'll do that tonight.
Right, yes, sir.
Is there any discussion on the FY23 budget? We've been talking about that at every meeting, and I don't see why we need to bring it up again. It's been properly advertised. I'll entertain a motion to approve it.
Second.
Mr. Mayor, there is a
Go ahead, Mayor.
specific wording that we probably should do on this. It's on the board for that amendment.
Okay,
It involves the allocation of those funds.
Ms. Ellen?
All right, I move that the proposed fiscal year '23 budget be adopted as presented and that the funds be appropriated for disbursement as such.
Second.
Motion properly done and seconded. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Thank you.
And just like that, $9.8 million gets spent.
Don't say it so quick.
We still got collectors.
That's right.
Gee, all right, I'll start off with mayor and council comments. Gene Wayne?
Again, it's nice to sit here at a meeting like this and not having the worries every kid about how to come up with stuff. It's great to have a conservative staff. Our staff works hard. They don't waste anything, and they do an excellent job. This year, I think it's going to. Like I said, we're blessed in the sense that we're in 4 hours of the country's population, one tank of gas away. And we need to advertise that real well that way. Even though gas is going to be, it's already high, but it's going to be higher, but you're still within one tank from getting here. So keep on coming, and we have to be extra nice to them this year because they're spending their really digging down deep to come. So let's remember to be extra nice, because we want them to come back. And, good Lord be willing, next year we'll be in the same situation. Good Lord willing.
Thank you, Brother Gene. Billy?
All I got is congrats to the Lady Ponies softball team for district title. So I look forward to them in the playoffs and how far they go. So congrats to them.
Vice Mayor Bott?
The congratulation goes out to the students yesterday that participated in the Student Government Day. That's an important process there, and I hope that you take it back to your fellow compadres there, that you all continue to stay involved. Getting involved at an early age is important, not just for yourselves, but for the communities for which you live.
Thank you. Denise?
Yep, I'm going to echo the same thing. I participated in that a long time ago, and you learn a lot, even if it's on a very small level for one day. It's things that you can take with you for the rest of your life. So I'm glad to see that we still continue that. I'm going to echo off of Billy. I am so proud of those softball players. I just don't know where to get to. That was my sport in school, and that was a great thing to have all girls teams. Win the district this year is great. Mike, good job with the budget. You and staff. I'm glad that we got that wrapped up. And I'm going to have to end on a little bit of a, not necessarily a sour note, but Robbie, I got one today on my way here. I don't know what to do. I don't know what you can do except to, I guess, remind these kids about these scooters. Every single day I'm getting a complaint about them. And it's not that they're riding the scooters, no problem. But they're not following, they're buzzing in and out of traffic. And I know that your officers are doing all that they can, but I would like to see our officers, when they're out making the rounds, if they see kids, make it a priority to stop these kids and tell them, hey, make sure you're following the rules of the road and all that. Ellen's had some issues with it too. She was just telling me about it, but it's becoming a thing that I'm hearing it a lot. So if we can get the officers to step up and just make sure these kids are doing the right things. Somebody's going to get hurt. Somebody's definitely going to get hurt, and especially with the influx of people we got coming. That's all, Mr. Mayor. Oh,
Thank you.
go Yankees. Did you see that? Do you see that? These games that they're playing? Did you see that record they got? Best record in baseball.
For now. They tend to blow it after all.
Hey, it's good right now.
Downhill. Ms. Allen?
Well, I wasn't going to say anything, but I'm going to piggyback on what Denise said. The kids know who I am. I know who they are. Yesterday, one was on an e-bike. He zipped all the way from Willow Street, Church Street, back and forth across the road, on the sidewalk, got in front of the drugstore, whipped across. He did stop at the crosswalk at Maddox. I was shocked. Probably because the bus in front of me was watching him too, and I was watching him. When he seen it clear enough, he zipped across. He almost cut out a parent that was pushing her child in a stroller. I thought he was going to hit her. I mean, he was rolling. That bite was bigger than him. 5th grader. I know who he is. So I don't think they mean. They don't understand. People are not, look, I just come in here a while ago, and a lady was taking her time crossing in front of me. And I sat there, and I waited patiently with my signal light on to turn. She's looking just straight ahead. I think she deliberately did it. I don't know who she was. She was a stranger. But we have people to do that, and they will cut somebody out, and these kids are going to be peeled up off the pavement. And I don't want to see that. I don't want it on my watch. And I have fussed with them. I've passed this out. And Katie, you know, you were my bus kid from way back. All right? I don't know what the school board what the regulations are, but these forms, which is a state law, they need to be passed out to these kids for them to read them. You must be at least 14 years of age or with a person that's 18. You cannot ride those things on the pavements out here, on the sidewalks. The same thing as the bike path. It says you cannot operate a electric. I'll be glad to give you a copy. In fact, I've got some on my bus now. And I've handed them out to kids. But they look at me like, well, the police don't say nothing. That's when I want to strangle them. You know, it's pushing the envelope. So I don't know what can be done. And I know Robbie gets tired of hearing me. It's like beating a dead horse to death. But something is going to happen, and it's going to be very bad. And I don't want to see it. I don't think none of us up here want to see it. So we got to get some kind of something drilled into their heads. I don't know what else to say. I don't know what else to do. We've been at this for how many months, Mr. Mayor?
It's been a while.
It's been a while. And police chief, let's pull this up to state law. But anyway, I'm very proud of our high school, all of our students, even our elementary students. They need guidance. And but I'm proud of the high school. When they come back and you see what they've done with their life, it means a lot. Sometimes you don't think that's going to happen. You pray it does, but it does happen, that they come back or they join the military or something like that. So, and I know Katie, as I said to somebody this morning, don't underestimate her. She might be little, but that's all right. Dynamite comes in small packages. That's what I told one kid one day. Anyway, congratulations. And I'm sorry I missed yesterday, but I was trying to cover a bus run from the high school and the dinner last night. I said, I can't do it. 4:30 in the morning, I can't make it another hour. I had to give it up. So, but I understand you all done a great job, and hopefully Mr. Talbert will clue us in on what you had discussed. I think we all need to know that, because that's what we like to hear, is when you all are coming up here and giving your report on what you discussed. And some things we've probably already been working on, but it doesn't hurt to hear it again. Thanks again. I formerly didn't know you, but I know who you belong to now.
That's a big thing, knowing
Yeah,
who
it
you
is.
belong to.
Yeah.
Who's your people?
Oh, I know. I know Mama and Papa.
Yeah, I did too.
Yeah. That's all, Mr. Mayor. Thank you.
All right. Yeah, the scooter issue is going to be trouble, because it's so much easy transportation for the kids, and it's so easy for the parents to turn them loose on them scooters. Say,
I know that.
here you go, take off.
I saw a parent turn him right out the front door and send him home.
Mm-hmm.
But you know what? And then you've got two kids riding on it. One holding on the shoulders of the one that's driving. Now that's
Yeah, believe me, I get it, and it's we can preach it, and nothing will happen until
Something
an accident,
happens.
and then they'll go away.
Yeah.
But until that time, they're between a rock and a hard place.
I know.
You know, they're damned if they do, damned if they don't.
I get
And
that.
they catch it on both sides.
Yeah.
And it's a new technology, so we haven't, the regulations and people have not caught up to it yet. Those things are really powerful.
Yes, they are.
And the
I saw
kids
that.
don't, understand it yet. And the e-bikes,
Oh,
those things are really powerful. I mean, they're, almost like a motorcycle.
yes.
On the island, they're just as powerful as a motorcycle on the
Right.
island.
At 25 mile an hour, yes.
I don't personally don't have any problems with the scooters, with the e-bikes, nothing like that. What I got a problem with is not following the rules of the road with it.
Well, that's with everything. I mean,
Yeah.
shooting at Christmas.
If I had one of them scooters coming up, what do you think I'd be doing?
Normal
Sailing?
bicycles don't follow the rules. I mean,
No.
it's gonna be hard, but anyhow, that's not a public statement. No, I don't have anything. I enjoyed the students yesterday. It's always good to see what's coming up behind us. Like I told them yesterday, it's their island. They need to make of it what they can. And for Miss Ellen, they did want to break out the different parks. Leave Brianna's for the smaller children, take Memorial Park and update it and make that more for teenagers.
I should.
So,
We
and
need
the-
it separated.
and they wanted to do away with bicycles coming across the causeway. That was Gee, wait.
My feelings now. Wait a minute. I got a line somewhere.
I did have one request.
They
from
go as
students
fast as some of the cars do,
to
so.
Increase the speed limit on the island to 40.
Oh, my
boy.
goodness.
Say what now?
I had a request from one of the students to increase the speed limit on the island to 40.
You don't think so? Hey, coming up Main Street,
I'm
yeah.
not saying a word.
There's Jerry.
Yeah. Anyhow, I got nothing except that the softball tournament is coming up for the state, which we will be participating in. Pay attention, there might be games here, hopefully, right? Next Thursday. So let's give them our support. Let's have a big crowd up there to watch them. Our team's pretty good this year. As always, last thing I'll say is roll tide. I'll entertain a motion to go into closed session according to 2.2-3711A57 Code of Virginia, prospective business opportunities and pending legal matters.
So moved.
Second.
Motion second. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
All right.
Adios, y'all.
Congrats on basketball too. I know that I saw.